It's got this sugar.
So these are all scientists, in which 52% are female.
What's the
And
number?
not-
What's the actual numbers?
There's 83. So we have 83
Right.
staff, including our supporting staff.
Yeah.
So of that 83,
What's RAS? Going forward, just call us RAS and such a mouthful.
it was actually established in 2006 by the government, trying to centralize any type of scientific research.
There's other things that he needs to do in terms of enjoying himself. So I'm here also on I suppose a relaxing holiday as well.
Lovely.
But always interesting.
It's sign what we can do under that capability building program and things like that. Yeah, and again, it was just really just to meet in person with you. And then to the watch, Chris.
I'm here as an observer.
I hate it painfully. I don't like it. Only because my mother listens to it. And if my mother listens, yes, that's right. And then when they went to France.
Yeah. Well, I realised on the trip.
Not all, obviously, but it's a multitude question.
True.
Information of the conference is all included in your badge. There's a QR code.
I know, I haven't met him yet. I'm trying to see who he is and show you who he is. Yeah.
One of the biggest displacements of Samoan people to date in our history. I share this with you today as a living example of traditional knowledge and traditional learning methods that continues to strengthen us as youth, as people, our resilience as the Pacific. I believe we don't need to look far to find the solutions. Our ancestors have already laid the foundation and the blueprint of how we navigate the world. The answers are within us. It's in the languages that we speak, the chants that we sing, the artifacts that we weave and carve, and the movements of our dance that we pass from one generation to another. Resilience is capacity. Learning from the past to build capacity for the future, especially for our youth, is a cultural preservation approach that no ocean tide, no rising sea can drown, as long as we exist as people equipped with our culture. Young Pacific leaders who want to take a stance on climate change, we need to ensure that we first empower them to be leaders. And that comes with giving meaningful and quality time to our young people.
Facing. And when we combine all of those choices together, we are feeling the impacts of all of this now. There's a shifting realities. For some of you, that's my cousin Cheyop the champion. There's a shifting reality because this is a story of farmers. They used to be like in a boxing ring, where they were preparing for one hazard, just looking at just the hands. And then when they get knocked out, they get a time for recovery that is mainly like count of the 10 minutes. but now it has shifted to MMA. It shifted from boxing to MMA. Now the communities are preparing for the hands and the kick hits the head. And then when the community falls down, and then they keep on pounding on the community until the community gets flat. And that's a reality that was also discussed this morning. We are always in a recovery mode. And when we look at the bigger scale of things, the macro scale, the national scale, it looks a little bit, yeah, we are suffering, but we try. But at least farmer scale, that is their reality every single day. So I wanted to bring this. And in our reality as well, climate change is one of the many hazards. We do have volcano, we do have tsunami.
Scientists in the planet. We have PhD degrees, but PhDs doesn't mean anything. What it means is to be in the field and transmit the accumulation knowledge that has passed from elders to children for thousands of years. And the main difference when we go to universities is that when we create a model, if we get it wrong, we still get our paycheck at the end of the month. But indigenous peoples, when they get it wrong, they starve or they have to migrate. So it's a model of science that self-adjusts itself through the accumulation of observation of the relations in the natural environment and among the living things and the non-living things. Then last but not least, indigenous youth are the present and the future of indigenous people's food systems. We need to work with them, we need to include them in these conferences, we need to put it at the center of the debate, because if not, it's going to be too late, because the traditional knowledge is not being passed through the youth. We need to support those processes.
Apply in replacing our cherished cultures and traditions as we seek to adapt to climate change. Instead, ladies and gentlemen, we must turn to our own heritage, to our systems and our traditions, because it is through these means that we have thrived for centuries. Because for thousands of years, our communities have demonstrated remarkable resilience and ingenuity in the face of environmental change.
Let's not forget that our journey does not end here. The wisdom and understanding we've acquired in these past 2 days should serve as a catalyst for action and transformation in our respective fields. I know you've also built new friends and added new contacts to your network during this conference. Thank you all once again for your participation and contribution to this important event. Together, I believe we can make a difference.
One of the first in line is Solomon Islands National University.
At the end of the day, it's not about individualism. It's not about me, it's actually about our collective. And I feel that it's exciting to see someone like the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Tonga being a leader that is very clear that accountability to us people of the Pacific is not a choice. We are accountable, and our ancestors are watching us and they live inside us. Intergenerational responsibility. I'm very proud of the fact that you all are working very, very hard, and the importance of research that actually does meet the needs and makes a difference so that our people can continue to live in the most beautiful part of the world, the blue Pacific. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for your leadership, for all of you who I know are hugely committed to our home. And my Lord,
I lead the Global Research Alliance on Agricultural Greenhouse Gases Indigenous Research Network, co-chaired by New Zealand and Samoa. The IRN, Indigenous Research Network, aims to strengthen Indigenous voices in global agricultural issues and empower traditional knowledge and practices to be used in our fight against climate change. I am recording here from the beautiful Samoa. I'm here for the Pacific Ocean's Pacific Climate Change Conference, hosted by SPREP, the National University of Samoa, and Victoria University of Wellington. I'm here for the second annual meeting of the Indigenous Research Network, our workshop, and our field trip to the beautiful Savaii. And my workshop is actually tomorrow. So wish me luck, guys, because I'm gonna need it.
Fire mamang. Salah ngam mang. Oh, dah usah kamu. Hai. Ya. Kupesinga malakasi yo yai. Tak. Dia le ngaki dia buat kamu. Dilo aku kaya sisipak lo pun pasal lo usah kamu. Pakai. Kalau. Oi. Dia apa dia ni? Wali. Kupisi. Kai melang.
Ni tayau. Leo wa kawur fa boy sa sufi lang yolo. Ya wan si fa inga mala fi mai ko ya fa inga mala. Tau mai. Ya le ala fa lo fa nga wa ya lo fa ngai. Marka ko fa inga malo. Leo sa man ko kala ni tayau. Tayau sa mo. Ya. Tayau la ku tayau.
So I'll give you a blessing before I respond to that will be great. Thank you.
You have my blessing and all our blessing.
Thank you very much.
Kau ke lau susu batak tadi.
Ya. Abalea etua. Pastai utato seroat manuia de yaso. Ya. Ol fa boy utau no. La audio sipua atau daya ini mengaktau soi mau langit ma ia fakta itu
ina no tata mo sine o nga mehi ko papai na kirungi ia tata I sine ata pakanui ia to kaitai nei no kirungi to ake ina ta
Tira ki a kutau o kupu whakakau ki a mātou ke renei ki tuku roa te moana nui a kiwa ki a taimaira ki tēnei mautere I roto I ngā tupune hono nei tākau I a tākau tēnei rā tēnei tēnā koutou tēnā koutou tēnā koutou
Thank you.
On the dance floor, to entertain you guys this morning. Guys, I've got to go. Hey, hey! Oh!
Performance and the cultural dance outside has really uplifted our spirit, and it's a good introduction to the workshop.
Demonstrating that traditional knowledge and innovative thinking can synergize to address the pressing challenges of our time. And this pioneering approach can serve as a model within the Indigenous Research Network, illustrating the power of integrating cultural heritage with scientific advancement. Next month, we will be meeting in Hawaii in conjunction with the Pacific Arts Festival for the establishment of the Center Violence Futures. And I think, and I hope and believe that the center will be instrumental in our mission to integrate traditional knowledge with contemporary scientific approaches, because one of the center's core mission is to emphasize the integration of Indigenous knowledge and wisdom into the curriculum. The center's role will extend beyond academia. It will act as a catalyst for community engagement and empowerment.
And she'll give you a presentation on climate science and traditional knowledge.
Educators also have evolved over time. So our understanding of the science and then looking at what our traditional knowledge stories, because in our stories there's a lot of variations. For us, when there's variations in our stories, we're like, wait a minute, your story doesn't add up because this one says this, that one said it's what we're looking at, and how can we use this knowledge to improve community resilience. You all know this. Our communities still use and practice traditional knowledge to this day. What we've come to find and realize in the Met space, we don't have enough monitoring equipment. We can't have ocean observations out there in the vast Pacific Ocean, not even in our, one of the key things that we've already lost. And it will come up that they are co-authors, that they're part of the verification, that they continue to be part of the research. Their knowledge is valid, and it should be a continuous process. So these are the challenges and
the work. Yeah, we have been inspired immensely by Sina's courage and approach as well. So thank you very much, Sina. Really appreciate that. So. Yep, I do wear a lot of hats, and sometimes I call it the identity crisis. So when I say it, I mean an identity crisis. Someone says, I do not know my identity. I say, no, I have too many identities. And sometimes those identities clash with each other. Funded by the Future Drought Fund legislation. I'm also part of the Oceania Institute, the leadership group of the Oceania Institute. We launched it. And when we discussed the launching, my colleagues, John Punnett and Deborah, said, Billy, what do you think of the launch? Their canoes and their designs, their ship was superior. And Fiona drew, I was like sailing around them in circles and all those things. So we all know those stories. And this is a very interesting diagram because you look at 2007, that's when it shifted for some of the quality of those imports. We all know what happened in 2007 and 2008. We had the global crisis. the connectedness of the system, like COVID, as Sina mentioned earlier, on the foods in a normal time, and how climate change is shifting that and making it worse. So in public health and those nutritionists, they call it a triple burden in their own language, but I also have my triple burden as well. Because because now we're trying to increase local production. But when cyclones, sea level rise, taking away some of the most productive lands, droughts are coming, production goes down. And when there are cyclone after cyclone, fishermen can't go out. And then that reduces the local production. And then reduces the income because the source of food is also the source of money. But at the same time, this increases the cost of food. And this is a very dangerous one. Because even within the country, supply and demand rule supply. In Fiji, when the cyclone goes to the western side of Fiji, the people from Suva go to Fiji and increase the price. Cover in Fiji was what, $25 before TC Winston in 2016. After that, it went up to $60, $100, $120, and some $200. Yeah, that's how crazy it is. It's us doing this to us, but we need money as well. And then in this reality is also very important because this is the connectedness of the food system. Because it's not just the Pacific Island communities that are exposed to climate change. If we are relying on imports heavily, when there's a drought in Australia, we suffer because we are right at the end of the supply chain. When there's a drought in China, when there's a flood somewhere where all the sources of foods are, we get those additional cents in the food prices. And then we have no option. And then we have the climatic events. We have the war in Ukraine. We have a lot of other issues in the world. And then we always be the one that suffers. And then when this happens, so the urban area shifts more to the atoll type, where it's like the daily diet will be like...
We're getting into that, but basically everything that's generally occurring.
How can we address it? How can we mitigate it? But not, but at the same time, not compromising our food security. And of course, in our agriculture sector, as I just mentioned, boosting our food security is a priority for the government. So we want this work to support the agriculture sector by making sure that we're developing our agriculture sector in an environmentally friendly manner.
Maybe it's short term.
I think we made it.
Yeah.
I was a bit afraid that,
So the best coming. Yeah, it must have been a nice week. Yeah. And that's produce and lavas and waves. The banana, and the vegetables. granddaughter.
Oh, good.
Yes. That's Timothy's granddaughter. Everyone
My work is on economic, environmental, and social development.
My background, I'm actually into livestock development. I work at Wageningen University of Research, which is a small agricultural university in the middle of the Netherlands. My background is in genetics.
Late 1800s, there were slaves in Fiji during the colonial period, and then eventually, third, fourth generation, they couldn't go back to the Solomon Islands. So the Anglican Church bought a piece of land in Fiji where my ancestors settled, and that's where I was raised.
And I'm here on behalf of the Circular Food Systems Network, but my work revolves around the development of sustainable livestock systems. And it's been such a pleasure and privilege to be here. I've learned so much. It's my first time in the Pacific. I love it really, and it's amazing to be here and learning from you. So thank you for having me.
I help the people, the kids. I think the kids are paying school fees for a lot of them. But they don't know that. They forget. A lot of Samoan people forget that we're producing more. As soon as I say this, so we quickly grew taro because there's a 7-month turnaround. So we planted 100,000 in February, around February. By September, we'll be exporting to New Zealand and Australia. And then we decided it was too hard, very, very hard work. So we went to hell. And someone came at us. Yes, it's a honey display. Ours is amazing.
She said they had some.
No, they're pretty much they'll still have the same genes, but they'll be
And
from
I
another
think
every 10 years, the Samoan government runs from bulls from Australia, and then they get New Zealand beef. We want to try Samoan beef, so we're pushing Samoan beef. It's high quality, and people love it. It's not tough, it's not chewy, it's grass fed. There's no chemicals in it. Yeah, and we've even got vegetarians buying meat. The quality of the meat is so good. Yeah, because they're happy.
How do you sell it at the moment? How do you retail it? Or?
Yeah, what we do is we process it all, then I free-throw all the steaks and I put it all in the freezer. Like once it's broken, it goes in my freezers, and then we've got our private people buy off us. Yeah, so they just ring me and say we want a kilo of mince, 2 kilos grow our own tomatoes when they're in season. We grow all our own pawpaws, our limes, our pineapples. And we're extending the orchard. We've got
you need a follow-up.
I'll show you a few things.
Yeah. If you've got warm weather around, what drives your seasonal crops or your seasonal vegetables?
The heat. The heat. So over the Christmas period, it's so hot. So I hire them, and also it gives them money so they can afford to go to school. And they're all from the one family. So I hire the whole lot, and they work from say 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock. We knock off, we have lunch, and they all get 30 tala each.
Wow.
And that money then allows them to go to school. Otherwise they're not going to school. So it does two things. I get what I want, what my farm work done.
What do they do?
We just go around and chop all the weeds. Because we don't use a lot of spray, we're trying to keep it clean. Yeah. And
That's tiring.
it is. But the young boys are quick, you know. We've planted, so we've got this old tent, and we've got passion fruit growing.
Oh, yeah.
So this is all just an experiment. We've got a big passion fruit. That's my old chook pen. I used to have chickens. Yeah, but they're real nuisance chickens. They scratch holes in the ground. Really sweet. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ruth.
How
Yeah, have a look at this one.
Oh, it's
Is that what they call the dragon?
It looks
No,
a
no,
lot-
no, we've got the dragon fruit over here. We'll
Oh,
show you
the
that.
dragon fruit.
So,
This is for the
sapalapa.
It looks a lot like
Sour
this other fruit that they have in Asia.
It's really sweet.
It's the same family as, and this is, we saw some, it was sold for $180 one in New Zealand.
Oh my God.
So
it's really like a delicacy, like
Yeah.
It's like a pudding. They love it. They get stuck into it.
The cows eat it.
It smells sweet, yeah. The cows really love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does smell.
Yeah.
You can taste it if you want.
Yogurt. Yeah, yeah, type of thing, yeah. So we got that.
when they hear that, they go, oh, it's cheap.
It becomes a weed if you don't look
There's a
after it,
moringa.
but we've got cattle to chew it out, so
Yeah.
it won't become a weed. So it will grow up in the tropics, but a winter, like anything under 20, 28, 27 degrees, it'll struggle. Yeah, yeah. So this is the pump, and what you do for cattle, you plant it 25 centimetres apart like that, and you just grow it like a crop.
Yeah.
Or you just sprinkle the seeds and it just grows. And then you go through, and when it's, this will be due to be cut shortly. When it gets about this high, you'll just cut it, bundle it up and feed it to your cattle.
Wow.
And then you come back in 30 days time and it's growing again.
It's got about
and you cut it.
60% protein.
Yeah, it's high in protein because our grass doesn't have a lot of protein.
Yeah, the tropic grass.
Yeah, but this will add protein to their volume of grass that they're eating.
Wow.
And we should be able to finish. They can't get in amongst the rocks and graze. So these little cattle can get amongst the rocks and graze. The bulls here all year round. He just services the cows. Do the calving all year round, which is okay.
The next one will be held and hosted by Ngaruahine. Koutou e Ruth, ko tō whānau e manaaki mai i a mātou, a koutou ko Calvin, Kevin, tō mātou whanaunga, no te maunga nui o Pirongia, no mātou ke o Ngaruahine, Otira, no Taranaki hoki, te Waimari ka tai mai koutou ki roto i a tātou, i kirungi tō tātou nei whenua tauri katoa. Nau mai, haere mai ki tō mātou maunga, te maunga tītokia, e tū ana ki roto i tōna ake rangatiratanga, ka hoki mai anō, ona ingoa katoa, o te kāhui tupua ki a tātou, ka hoki mai anō, hoki tōna korowai, te hapapura, ko te aroha anō, he wai, he pupua ke anga, he awa e mapuna mai ana, i roka nui. So we just handed over the Maori everybody to be hosted by Ngaruahine and our CEO of Tauragi from Samoa. She just gave a mihi and brought everybody's body over to her rohinga and so everyone can come. Welcome to you all to come to Ngaruahine. I also pay reference to our tupuna maunga who returns, well, legally returns back to us with all of his Māori names reinstated. It's gone through legislation.
Also to our first Ruth and her husband for having us, for the food, for everything that they really enjoyed it. So this is just a small thing from us. So thank you, and yeah, we look forward to the next meetings and we all come together again. Thank you.
Oh, last week of May.